Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel or have not yet done so, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss any more of my videos. So today's video is my weight loss journey video. I've been receiving a lot of messages asking me what I did to lose weight, any tips, advice, and so I figured I would start off my fitness series on my channel with just talking about my journey to living a healthier lifestyle and losing about 50 pounds-ish. So if you are interested in learning about my weight loss journey, then just go ahead and keep on watching. So I guess I'll just go ahead and start off my weight loss journey by talking about my childhood for a little bit. So I have always been overweight pretty much my entire life. I was a chunky baby when I was born. I was taught young to eat a lot of not so healthy food. I did grow up in a Mexican culture, so you know, we eat tamales, tortillas, a lot of fattening stuff that's really good. But that's just what I grew up on, so I didn't think anything of it, because when I was young, you know, you don't think about your weight, or you're not really self-conscious then. And I also was taught to always eat everything that was given to me to eat. So I remember when I was little, we would get in trouble if we did not finish our food. And so that's just how I always thought. I always thought I'm supposed to be eating all the food that I'm eating is good. I never really thought about the effects it was having on my body. So as I grew up, in 6th grade is when I started getting bullied for my weight. And that's when like stuff started to take a toll on me. And I remember I would cry at night because I would have to go to school every day, and I knew that people would make fun of me for my weight. And I wasn't like obese or anything, but I was definitely overweight, and I knew that because my bullies would point it out. But at that point I was young, where I didn't really think about making a change. The bullying did continue on until around high school. In high school it wasn't as bad, but I knew that people were still judging me for my weight, because where I live, or where I used to live, because now I live in San Diego, but where I grew up, everyone around me was pretty fit and skinny. Like every day you'll see people running. That's just the community I lived in, and I just didn't fit into that healthy thin lifestyle that everybody did. So the moment I decided to make a change was when I was 15 years old. Well, this was like the first time I decided to actually do something. I was about 160 pounds, and I remember I was having a quinceañera. And for those who don't know, a quinceañera is a huge party you have in the Mexican culture to celebrate you pretty much like a girl becoming a woman. And so I remember I began going to the gym with my sister, and all I would do was like I would run on the treadmill for an hour, I'd do elliptical for an hour, and then some squats. So pretty much mostly just cardio. And I started eating a little bit healthier, but I was very, very restrictive on what I would eat. So I would always be hungry. Now I did lose a couple pounds, about 10 pounds. So that was, I mean, progress, but I wasn't doing it in the best way, because I was always going to bed hungry, and I was always wanting more food, and my cravings were just so bad. But I actually stuck to it, and for my quinceañera I was feeling a little bit more confident because I had lost a couple pounds. As soon as my quinceañera passed, I went back into my old habits. So I started eating junk food, unhealthy food. Like, to put in perspective, like for breakfast I would have like a donut or a bagel or some cereal, and then for my snacks I would have candy, chips or something. For lunch I would have like tacos. So it was just bad food. I went back into that cycle. So then I remember junior year, I think I was like 16 years old, I, you know, noticed that I had put on the weight that I had lost in my quinceañera. And at this point, I was at 173 pounds, which is the heaviest I have ever been in my entire life. And I remember I just hated looking at my body. I just didn't like how I looked, and I was so upset with myself for letting myself gain the weight back and some more. I had lost 10 pounds for my party, and then I let that weight come back on, and then I added an extra 10 pounds to it. So I started becoming super self-conscious. And another thing too was that like all my friends were like out there dating, getting boyfriends, and I'm over here like living the single life, you know, and I knew that, you know, maybe my weight was a part of it. And so I just decided to make a change. So once again, I started doing more cardio and squats, just basic stuff. At that point, I did not really know about nutrition very well. I just began eating what I thought was healthy. So I was able to lose about 10 pounds again. But once again, I was always starving, and I knew something was wrong and I wasn't doing it right because I knew I shouldn't be feeling that way. So I lost a couple pounds, and then I actually began dating my boyfriend, and then I went to college. So I went to college, or I'm right now currently going to college in San Diego. And so everyone around me, you know, there's a beach right by me. Everyone around me was so skinny, and I actually had access to a gym that was right by my dorm. So freshman year, I continued on and I began eating healthy, and I began going to the gym a lot more. And so I was actually able to lose about 5 to 10 more pounds, which was great. So at this point, I think in college I was at like 145, 150. I would kind of like go back and forth. And so I was feeling great. I had lost some weight and I was feeling confident. And at the time, I really thought like I was so fit and I knew everything about fitness. I'm like, yes, like I'm losing weight, I'm doing it right. And to be completely honest, I was doing some things right, but I didn't really know much about health and fitness. And then my sophomore year came around and I continued going on, but it was like an on and off process at that point. So I hadn't changed my lifestyle yet. I was just doing this yo-yo dieting where it was like I would diet for like a month and then I would get back off of it for like 2 months and then I'd get back on. It was like back and forth, back and forth. And then my junior year is when I started getting a lot more serious. No, it wasn't my junior year. I was still yo-yo dieting then. It wasn't until the summer before senior year. That is when I got serious about it, which was about August of last year. It was about to be my senior year in college, and sorry, my sister's dog's right here. You say hi? Ooh, say hi. He just likes to chill and hang out with me. But it was my senior year in college, or the summer before my senior year, and I knew that I wanted to make a lifestyle change. At that point, I had been yo-yo dieting for, 3 years? And so I was tired of going back and forth with my diet. I just wanted to be serious and I wanted to make it a lifestyle change. I was over dieting. I was over going to sleep hungry. I wanted to make a change where I felt good. I knew I was doing the right thing and I was, you know, working towards my goals. So I began to do research on nutrition, on fitness, on what's the best for me and my goals. And I honestly spent about 2 whole entire months researching about nutrition, what's actually good for you. The one mistake that I found was I was actually not eating healthy as I thought I was. So a lot of people, and this is a common mistake where people think, oh, it's whole wheat, it has to be healthy. And you know, some things are and some things aren't. And that's just what I learned. So you think fruits are like extremely healthy, which they do have some great sugars, but in moderation, it's good. You know, they do have a lot of sugars and you shouldn't be having them often. Or because I thought something had the name turkey in it, I thought it was healthy, and that wasn't the case. I wasn't looking at the actual nutritional value of things and actually looking at what I was eating. And so that's what my biggest recommendation, if you're looking to lose weight, is start doing your research on what you're actually eating. You'll end up figuring out that a bunch of the stuff that you're eating is actually not healthy. And so I spent 2 whole months researching different kinds of meals that are healthier for you, stuff that actually will feed my body right. And so around September of last year, about September, mid-September of last year, when I started my senior year, that is when I began to get very, very serious about it. So I planned out a workout schedule. I decided to make it a goal to work out at least 4 times a week. And I also decided to make a lifestyle change. So, oh, there's like a little fuzzy running around. So my first step that I did was I took all the junk food that I had in my pantry out. And I replenished it with healthy foods that I had done my research on, that I read the ingredients that I knew were good for me. I have tried counting calories before. That's what I was doing when I was yo-yo dieting, and it just didn't work out for me. It's just, I got so obsessed with the number that I let it define who I was, and I ended up, you know, counting calories, and then I just would end up binging because I was counting them and letting that number get to me. So I knew I did not want to count calories, so I just decided to make it a lifestyle change. So I replenished everything with healthy foods. So healthy fruits, lean meat, so like chicken and turkey, stuff like that. And I began doing my workouts. So pretty much right now what I'm doing is intuitive eating. So I don't count any calories, or I don't restrict myself. I don't follow a meal plan. I don't do any of that. I pretty much do my research on things that I want to eat before I buy them to make sure that they're healthy, and I just make them. And if they're healthy, I'll eat that. I eat when I'm hungry. I just make sure to make healthier choices. I pretty much just change my habits, if that makes any sense. So instead of feeling like I'm dieting, I'm not. I'm just made a lifestyle change where now I'm eating healthier foods. When I go out, I try to make smarter choices, and I now feel like that was like the best decision that I've made, because I don't go to bed hungry. Like I said, I eat when I'm hungry, just in moderations. I make sure to still have like a treat snack or a treat meal every week. That way I don't binge eat, because that's what I found before when I was yo-yo dieting, was I would diet for like the weekdays and I would binge on the weekends, or I would eat really good from morning to lunch and then I would binge for dinner, and it just didn't work out, and I just didn't end up losing weight. Or I did, but I was very unhappy. And now that I've changed to making it more of a lifestyle, I am more happy. I have seen bigger results. Right now, I'm currently at about, I range from like 128 to 130 with my weight. So in total, throughout my entire journey, I've lost almost 50 pounds, which is insane to me. And you know, sometimes I step on the scale and I can't believe that that's the weight that I'm at. But I'm very, very proud of myself for, you know, reaching my goals and being able to change my lifestyle. Definitely not anywhere close to where I want to be, but I'm closer than ever, which I'm very stoked about that. And I know that this is something that I will continue to do. And so yeah, that is pretty much my weight loss journey. I will be doing specific videos on my channel about stuff that I'm eating, my workouts, my plans. So if you guys don't want to miss that, make sure to click the subscribe button before you go. But thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.